Greetings and salutations, welcome to another What If episode. Now, Blackpool have been down on their luck for a number of years. They were in the Premiership just a few short years ago. Now they're down in League One with no money, no prospects. In a lot of people's saves, you see them go down all the way to the Conference. So I thought, what way to bolster their squad than to maybe give them a couple of signings just to help them out. So as you can see on the screen, there's a couple. One, Paul Pogba. Let's sort by value, should we? That make more sense. So, the idea of this is we give them some of the biggest names in football. We got Paul Pogba, Luis Suarez. We got, I don't know why it's not sorting by value because the game's weird. Paul Pogba, Luis Suarez, Christopher Ayer, which is a good up-and-coming youngster. Mats Hummels. We got John Stones. We got Neymar. We got Eden Hazard. We got Thiago Silva, Manuel Neuer, Lionel Messi, Gareth Bale. We've got Sergio Busquets, Cristiano Ronaldo, Dani Alves, and obviously Emerson Boyce. Now, the idea of this save, they've all just joined the club. They're all on £10,000 a week. They've literally all just joined, so they can't leave straight away. They're all on £10,000 a week. I've given Blackpool not a silly amount of money. I've given them enough money to pay their wages for a year. The idea is to see what will happen. So, obviously, none of them can leave because they've only just joined the club. So, will they be able to hang on to any of these really top players? It's unlikely that a lot of these players are going to stay. Each player I've gone into and said Blackpool are their favourite team in the world ever, just to give them a little bit more chance. Obviously, most of these are going to go, but there's a chance that a couple of the youngsters will stay, like Christopher Ayer, which I never know how to pronounce. Stuff like that, and also what they do with that money. How much are they going to get? Like, if somebody offers 40 million for Manuel Neuer, are they just going to have to accept that? Remember, they got like 6 million in the bank, so they're quite rich for a League One side. And just to see if they can hang on to any, even for an entire season, or will every single player just disappear in January? That's the sort of biggest sort of challenge. And also, what can this team do in League One for 6 months? Even if they all left, surely they've got to win every game. They've pretty much got a decent player in every single position. I think maybe there's a left back or right back that might struggle. No, they've got Dani Alves. Left back, I think they don't have one. I didn't want to put like a whole wonder team in because I thought it'd be quite funny having Emerson Boyce play and Carl Letheren playing in this team, in this sort of dream team. I've also made a few of the players changes so that they're qualified. They've trained for the club for the last 3 years to make sure they hit all the registration details for the league. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come back on the end of January just to see what's happened, how the club's got on and everything. So if you're enjoying the content, please leave a sub, leave a comment with any other stupid, silly ideas that you've got. Leave a comment, leave a like, all that sort of stuff. And with the magic of editing, I will see you shortly. Billy-doo, billy-doo, billy-doo. Welcome back. And the mighty Blackpool go marching on. As you can see, it's a sea of green. Apart from a couple of defeats. A loss against Manchester United, 1-0 in the Capital Cup round 3, I think it was. Their goalkeeper got man of the match, so that sort of says a lot. But we did go full strength. Jack Redshaw, obviously, big player. I don't know how you get all these players in one team. You start the game with Gareth Bale, Pogba, Hazard, Messi. It's ridiculously attacking, but unfortunately they lost. And they also lost, amazingly, against Walsall, which is ridiculous. And it was a full strength team. Bizarre. Created 23 chances, 6 on target. That's probably the downfall. 64% possession. But other than that, they've won every single other game. They've actually kept 7 clean sheets in a row. They are obviously top of League One with 1 defeat. So they've got a 17-point gap. So we are 30th of December, which is the day before the transfer window opens. Let's look if any of the players or all of the players are wanted. So there's not much. There's no wanted signs, which is interesting. That's fine. As we can see, Ronaldo's 18 goals, Suarez 16, Neymar 16, Messi 14, playing as a left and or right midfielder. Gareth Bale's gone back to being a left back, like the old days. It's not a bad left back still, is it, really? Quite an attacking left back, you would say. John Stones is playing right back currently. Dani Alves is there as well. John Stones not getting all the games, interestingly. As our sort of youngster that we got through, Christopher, has played 1 start and 21 sub appearances, so he's the main sub that comes on. He's not done that well, but he's probably not got much game time and all. Hazard's played 26. As for the other regular Blackpool players, Martin Patterson's had 6 games. Jim McAllister, 21 games, most as a sub, which is interesting. And they didn't buy anybody in the summer transfer window. They loaned out one of their youngsters, but that's it, which is interesting because they did have 6 million in the bank. Maybe they knew their wage budget was going to get swallowed up by all these players, I think, so they wisely decided to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to zip to the end of the season. We're going to look at the January transfers, see if they all left. Because even if they do all leave, which is a high possibility, the amount of money they're going to get in, we're talking possibly 300 million, 400 million pounds worth of players in this team that could potentially be in the club, and what they actually are able to do with that sort of money. So let's now zip forward to the end of the season. I'll catch you then. Bye-bye. Welcome back. We have completed the first season of our Blackpool What If episode, and we've got a few messages here. So the Blackpool managers who they kept throughout the season, he won Manager of the Year, as you'd kind of expect. Cristiano Ronaldo got top goal scorer with 29 league goals, followed by Suarez with 24 and Messi with 22. It's not a bad front three. Messi won the Player of the Year. And interesting, there's a consortium plans a Blackpool takeover. It makes sense, it's a good investment. I haven't looked if any of the players left in January yet, but what I have seen is that a lot of the players are still there because they're being wanted by a lot of clubs. It was quite cool because Manuel Neuer was wanted by, I think, Chelsea, and he was like, he came out and said that he probably would move to Chelsea, but it's with a heavy heart to leave his favourite club, Blackpool. I thought that was just brilliant. So let's have a look at the league table. So, as you'd expect, Blackpool stormed the league. They finished on 135 points. They went on to not lose another game after that Walsall defeat. Only letting 15 goals this season. That is quite spectacular. I'm going to post this on the Blackpool Reddit just to cheer the Blackpool fans up. They probably need something to cheer about at this point. Absolutely sensational. As you'd expect, they also got beaten in the FA Cup final by Manchester United. So that's 2 defeats by Manchester United this season. They're building up a bit of a rivalry. Let's have a look at... let's see what else they beat. So they beat Aldershot in the FA Cup. And then Grimsby, they beat Newcastle away 1-0. They then beat Ipswich at home 3-0. Then West Brom away 3-1. Actually quite a good run-in for the FA Cup. QPR 3-0 at home. And semi-final, they beat Swansea. That is one of the easiest, no offence to all those fans of those teams, but that's one of the easiest run-ins I've seen. Only to lose 2-1 in the final, unfortunately for them. So let's look at transfers. This is the big one. So they didn't let go of a single of their star players. As we saw, though, everybody is kind of wanted at this point. Dani Alves is actually unhappy. Most of the people are happy because, you know, they're at their favourite club. So Dani Alves is unhappy. He's not unhappy because he wants to leave. He's unhappy because he wants a new contract. Fair enough. That's brilliant. Oh, Suarez is unhappy. Does he want to leave? Yeah, he just wants more money. Wow, they're loving the Blackpool. Paul Pogba's Ronaldo's unhappy. He just wants a new contract. Messi needs a rest. How did Christoph? Yeah, do. So he played 42 sub appearances. That's got to be a record in itself. He's probably loving it. See, he's a possibility to stay here massively long term. So the question remains now is how many of these players are going to get sold in the summer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the episode there. If you guys want to see me carry on this and actually follow Blackpool through for maybe 2, 3, 5 seasons to see how they deal not only with having these good players but also the money that they get in from this team. So leave a like or leave a comment if you're enjoying this, and I'll do an extra episode tomorrow. And it's been a fascinating one. I'm surprised they're all still there after January. That is bizarre. But they will be playing in the Championship next season. So, right, we will leave it there. I love you all. Bye-bye.